Yo, hope you're doing well. Wanted to make a little video today for people who are dealing with depression. So if that's you, stay tuned because that's what this is about. I'm gonna give you 3 techniques that I use when I'm dealing with depression to get better, to feel happy, to be able to do stuff again and not waste your whole day just sitting around doing nothing. So if you know my story at all, you know that I went through really bad depression for about 5 years until about 2014, 2015. And that's when I really started to recover, and I've been living a pretty depression-free lifestyle for about 2.5 years now. But once in a while, it still comes back, and I'll just wake up one day and I'll just feel like I've just got no happiness, and nothing I do makes it better. So why is my camera shaking? Okay. So I've learned some techniques from mentors, books, people over the past few years that have helped me deal with my depression, you know, when it's affecting me the most. And so I thought I could share the 3 most effective techniques that I use to deal with my depression. The first one is very simple. It's more of a way of thinking about your depression and why you're feeling a certain way. Now, obviously, the longer you deal with depression, the less neurochemical response you're getting to positive emotions, positive experiences. So that's a neurochemical imbalance. But the reason why that starts to happen in most cases is because in your life, you're experiencing less and less positive emotions and positive reactions to things going on in your life. So for me, personally, the reason why I might feel depressed on a certain day has a lot to do with my forecast, what I'm looking at in my future. I start to think about the future and it stresses me out. It makes me feel anxious whenever I feel like I might not be able to get where I want to go for whatever reason or fast enough, you know. And so I'll start feeling depressed because I feel like overwhelmed with how much there is to do to get where I want to go, and it makes me feel like I'm not in a good place in life because where I want is so far, it's so different than where I am now. And so that's a very overwhelming feeling. It's a very debilitating feeling. So what you do when you feel that way, when you feel like your future is what you want from life is so impossible to gain, think about your thinking. Are you thinking so far in advance? If you're thinking a lot about the next year, the next month, slim it down. Think about just this week. What can you do this week to make your life better? If that's still overwhelming, say you've got some things coming up this week that are really difficult, what can you do today? What can you do today to make your life better? If today is so stressful to you because you say you've got something coming up, say you've got a job interview or you've got to meet with your family and you're feeling depressed and you don't really want to, what can you do in this next hour? After you finish watching this video, what can you do to feel like a 1% better version of yourself? Get yourself somewhere 1% further along your path so that tomorrow you won't feel so bad. That's technique number 1. It helps me a lot. I start to think about my thinking. Am I thinking too far ahead? Because if I'm thinking so far ahead, there's nothing that anyone can do. LeBron James couldn't do enough. Richard Branson or Oprah couldn't do enough to affect the next year of their life today. So much as they can do enough to affect their week or their day or their next hour of their life. That's the first step. The first technique. Minimize your timeline. Reduce your timeline to something that's tangible that you can focus on. That's the first technique. Reduce your timeline. The second technique, I recommend doing all 3 of these techniques because, it doesn't take that much time, and then you have 3 ways of coming at fixing your depression. The second technique is to just move. You've probably heard that, when people stand, like confidently, they feel better throughout the day. As opposed to if you're slouching. Well, think about your daily life. If you're sitting in the car a lot, you work a lot, sitting down behind a desk, or you spend a lot of time sitting on the couch. If you're sitting like this, what does this look like? This looks like a sad person. If you're sitting like a sad person all day, you're eventually going to become sad. Regardless of whether or not things are going well in your life, you're going to be sadder than you would if you moved around and you stood and you moved, you stood tall and you stood with your chest out and you weren't sitting down. If you're sitting down, then you're sitting down pumped up, or you move, you're standing up, you're moving around all day. People who stand up and move around and are always on the go, those are happier people generally. It's just natural. You've got blood pumping through your body, pumping through your muscles. So what's the technique? Well, the technique is to just move. Go outside. Get up from your seat right now. Put this video on pause. Get up and just move. Sometimes you don't have to go for a jog. You don't have to go to the gym. Oftentimes that's even more debilitating. Just move. Just get the blood to flow through your body more, to the extremities of your body. Get oxygen. Blood carries oxygen throughout your body. So oxygenate your body. When you oxygenate your muscles and your body, it changes your state. It changes your brain, because your brain is functioning at a higher level as opposed to just in this catatonic state, you know. So simply get up and move. What I like to do, I don't do anything specific. When I'm feeling this way, I just get up and I move. Something like this. All right, so after you've done that movement, you're gonna sit back down and you're gonna feel better. You probably won't be as slouched. You're probably gonna feel sitting up upright, and you're gonna feel like the blood pumping through your body. You're gonna feel like your muscles are awake. Your brain is more awake. And I don't know the science behind it, but when you oxygenate your muscles and you pump blood to your extremities, you're oxygenating your body, it changes your state, your brain as well. Your brain is in this catatonic state when you're just sitting around doing nothing. And when you pump blood through your brain into all your extremities, your brain is working. Your brain is like awake. It's like you're waking yourself up. You're waking your brain up and you're waking up your body. That immediately changes my state every single time. And I don't know the science behind it. I'm not a psychoanalyst. I'm not a brain scientist. I just know that there is science behind it and there's studies behind it. Maybe I'll learn them so that in future videos I can just say it, and it'll make me seem smarter and more of, you know, my authority bias will go up. But it's true. Look it up. So that's step number 2. Just move. Just simply move. You don't have to do yoga. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go for a jog. Just move. Just get up, stand up, move. A little bit. For a minute and 30 seconds. You'll feel much better. And the more you do it, the better you'll feel. Do it for 5 minutes. Do it for 10 minutes and just watch the difference. You'll feel amazing. Technique number 3. It's called it's a 2-part system. The first step is a brain dump. What a brain dump is you get a piece of paper or 2, or a journal if you have one, and a pen. I'm gonna give you a second to do that right now because I want you to do this with me. I'll go get one too. Ready? Go. So you guys don't need a journal. I like having one. This is mine. It's very simple. It's just a little black book. I don't even know where I got it. It probably cost me $1 or $2. Just turn to an empty page and just start writing. I really like these pens. They're like the Sharpie fine points. I like them because they bleed, and so it feels like when I'm writing, these pens just add character to your writing, you know? So I really like that. You can use anything. I've got notebooks that I write in. Sometimes I can't find my journal, or I don't even want to just take the time to look. So I've got notebooks sitting around, notepads sitting around everywhere in my office, in my room. That way, if I'm ever thinking about writing, if I ever think the thought to write, I just bust one out and I write. I do a brain dump. I love doing brain dumps. They're amazing. They feel good. You get ideas out that you maybe have been dwelling on but haven't been able to tangibly grab a hold of. So I really recommend it. All right, now we're gonna take the next 5 minutes. You can set a timer if you want. Sometimes I do set a timer. That way if you run out of time, then you still have some desire to write more in the future. So right now, I want you to open up the notebook, put this video on pause, and just write the first thought you have. If the first thing you're thinking of is today sucks, or Anthony's making me do this stupid brain dump, just write it, and then just start writing. Just let your mind flow, and don't think about where you're going with it. Start right now. Okay, now that that's done, you can get rid of that. Actually, step number 2, you're gonna get another blank piece of paper. If you're keeping a journal, probably don't want to keep it in there, but you can if you want. This is a goal setting sheet. The reason why I like goal setting after I do a brain dump is because after you brain dump, you kind of have this you have a little extra optimism, and you kind of have gotten a grip on what your thoughts are for the day, what you've been dwelling on that's hurting you. And now you can set some goals. If there's something you want in life, write it down. Say for example, I want more money. You just write down more money. I want a relationship. So you write down girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever you're into. Then you write down you want. Those are 2 really big things, sex and money, right? Those are 2 big things people desire in life. Say you want more momentum in your business. You want to, be more well-known for what you do in your community. You want fame, or you want to, whatever. You want to make the sports team. Whatever it is, just write it down. Write down 5 or 10 things. Once you've gotten your list, look at those things and just circle one. What can I do today to get more money? Well, that's pretty easy, especially now that you feel pretty good. All you gotta do is get on Google and search jobs in my area. Now that you're feeling a little bit better, you have the motivation to kind of do something. Google search, jobs in my area, or Google search, online jobs anyone can do, 2018. That way you can keep your job and just have a second job that you're making money from home. There's a lot of things people can do online that'll give you more money. 2018. That's how I started being an entrepreneur. That's how I started. That's when I quit my job. That's what I did. I got on Craigslist and just started searching. I probably Google searched jobs anyone can do from home. I was already pretty good at computers, but you don't have to be. I know there's plenty of jobs people do. You can sell stuff on eBay and Amazon. You can get, what I did was I was a copywriter. I wrote product descriptions for people's online stores all day long, and I made a lot of money doing that. That was fun. That was a good job. So there's opportunities for you. All you have to do is get to a place where you're at right now, where you feel motivated, where you feel energized, where you feel awake a little bit more than where you were when you woke up, or a little bit more than where you were when you were sitting there in complete despair, wishing that you had the motivation to change your life, or wishing that you were dead. Either one of those, they're pretty much the same thing. I find that the reason why a lot of people the reason why a lot of people stay in depression, when you really look at your life, of course, it becomes a neurochemical imbalance when you experience such little happiness, such little positivity in your life. It becomes a neurochemical imbalance because your brain decides that producing serotonin and dopamine don't matter. It's not important because you're not doing anything that's making you happy. So you become this survival machine. You're just you're in this shrunken mode. You're like this different being than others who are happy and vibrant and expressing themselves and becoming other things. You've got no reason to be happy, so your brain stops producing that, and then you just become this sad thing, this Gollum type character, right? And I don't mean that with any over exaggeration. The more people become depressed, the more you start to see that nature and that character in them. So what you want to do is you want to generate some positivity, some electricity in your life, so that your brain can start. What I was trying to say was the goal thing. People who don't have a purpose, people who don't have a reason to live, oftentimes you find them depressed, and it's hard to find a depressed person who has a clear goal, a desire that they want. I mean, of course, billionaires are depressed people sometimes. Those people themselves don't have momentum. They're not passionate about something that they're going after. That's why this is good. It doesn't matter who you are, how much money you got, how much friends you have, you can still feel like shit, you know? For example, I could be getting texts and Snapchats from beautiful women, funny memes getting sent to my phone from my friends, had just gone to jiu-jitsu, playing basketball, got calls from my mom or my sister asking me how I'm doing, you know, something going on tonight, and I'll still feel depressed. External environment doesn't directly influence internal emotion when you're a depressed person. So it doesn't matter where you are in life, you can still be experiencing depression. What you want to do is you want to find a way to get to this place, to the second phase of technique number 3, where you can start doing something to get yourself a little bit better. Pick a goal and then go after it. Write down your goals, pick a goal and go after it. If it still seems overwhelming, break it down. What can I do today? What can I do today to get 1% better, a 1% better version of myself? What can I do? Google it. Just Google it. You're finally at a place where you can Google it, and you can start clean your room. Sit down and meditate. Clean your room. Call a friend. Make up with them. If you have a bad relationship with someone, call them and make up with them. Organize your desk. Organize your car. Clean up. Just now that you're in a place where you can do. Clean up your car. Clean up your room. Fix up your life a little bit. Go to sleep 1% better, because tomorrow it'll be a lot easier. And if you keep this habit of doing these things, these 3 techniques over and over again, every time you feel like crap, you will become a better person. I guarantee it. Look at Tony Robbins or Elon Musk or any of the Richard Branson or any of the people that you admire. Those are some of the people I admire, and they have these like really elaborate routines where they do these amazing things that help them generate their state, increase their being throughout the day while they're accomplishing their goals. I mean, it builds these habits, these really productive habits. Pick these 3 things whenever you're feeling like crap, and it'll get you going. It'll build momentum. It'll get you started. So I encourage you to do that, because those things help me. So it helped me yesterday, and they've helped me through some really rough times, and I believe they'll help you. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully it helps. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments, and or just hit me up. Send me a message. Hit me up on Instagram. You know, I'm always here for you. Subscribe. I've got more videos coming. I hope these 3 tips really help you, and if they don't, then I'll bring some more heat the next time I think of something. I've got some more videos coming up, some more videos in the works. Hope you guys have a happy new year, and that's it. Peace.